delighted that you've joined us this morning. I am in the business now of helping people create the lives they want without giving up the creature comforts that they want. For many of y'all, you probably remember me I was a corporate leader, a corporate executive for many, many years. And I made the decision about 15 years ago to go out on my own to really build a life that I wanted to live. And I've done that. I've created multiple entrepreneurial revenue streams, and I have the flexibility of working out of my home, which has come in very handy given the situation that we're in right now. But I'm decided to come on every Monday morning at 8 o'clock to share some tips and some thoughts and insights, primarily based upon questions that my clients have asked me that I thought might be of benefit to other people. So this morning, I'm actually going to address, there's the question of, gosh, Kristin, how do I get started? How do I take action if I really want to do something? What are some questions or some tips that you could give me to get me out of my rut or to get me unstuck? Because let's face it, all of us have felt that way, whether we're trying to lose weight or we're trying to start a new business or write a book or whatever the objective is you have. Sometimes the hardest thing is to just take that first step. So I have 4 questions that actually have come from book number 2 and book number 3 in my Is This Seat Taken book trilogy, and I wanted to share those with you. And if you're interested in actually getting the download of these questions, all you have to do is type action in the comments section below, and it'll come straight to your Facebook Messenger. And you'll have that for you, and you can actually take notes on it, or you can have it for your own reference whenever you want it. But just type action in the comments section below, and it'll come straight to you. So here are the 4 questions that I actually ask myself when I'm trying to take massive action or take the step that is really scary for me. And many of y'all know that I use the metaphor seat, as in this, is this seat taken, to constitute either an actual seat in some cases, or maybe it's just a position or an experience. It's a metaphor. So the very first question that I ask is, in what seat would you like to sit? In what seat would you like to sit? Because I think oftentimes we find ourselves sitting in a seat that we just happen to plop down in. And it could have been 25 years ago that we plopped ourselves down in that seat. And it may not be the seat we want to sit in anymore. So I always encourage people, including myself, when I left corporate America, many, many years ago, what seat do I want to sit in? What life do I want to create for myself? And I just think that it takes a vision of where we want to be or what we want to be or how we want to contribute. That vision, that crystal clear vision, coupled with disciplined execution. And that is really what gets us to where we want to be. And of course, I have an adage, there is really here. So there is no there, as they say, there is here. But we have to decide what seat we want to sit in. And that's the very first decision or the very first reckoning that we have to have with ourselves. That's the first question. In what seat do you want to sit? The second question that will possibly get you unstuck. What's holding you back from pursuing that seat? I will tell you flat out, I always had an aspiration of writing a book. I have quarantine 15 and I have quarantine hair. So sorry, it's really kind of long and bushy these days. I haven't been to the beauty shop in months. Anyway, what is holding you back from pursuing that seat? Because I know when I had this desire to write a book for as long as I can remember, and actually I was pretty scared because I was afraid that it would be a dud, that nobody would buy it, that it would not be well received. And what I learned is that it was somewhat irrelevant if it was a bestseller or if people really embraced it. The main intention is, what do I want to say? Did I have something that I wanted to say? And did I have something that I wanted to contribute in the world? And that passion trumped the fear. Fear can either be a catalyst or it can be a paralyzer. And, I think sometimes fear as a catalyst can be our greatest push, if you will, to do what it is that we are afraid to do, because we ultimately want that end game. We want that end game. I had to power through that initial book that I was writing because I had something I wanted to say, and I'd been wanting to say it for years. And whether or not it was going to be, an uber successful publication it became somewhat irrelevant. So that's the second question that you need to ask yourself. What is holding you back from pursuing that seat? And really, what's the very worst thing that could happen if you did pursue it? So that's number 2. And again, if you're just joining, if you want a copy of these 4 questions that I'm suggesting might help us get unstuck and be able to take the actions that we want to take, just type the word action in the comments section, and these questions will be sent directly to your Facebook message. Okay, number 3. What are you tolerating in your current seat? And boy, that's a big one. What are you tolerating in your current seat? It could be that you're tolerating being marginalized in the current job that you're in. Maybe your skills and your talents are not really being recognized. Maybe you're not fulfilled. Maybe you're just tolerating it because you feel like I've got to make this paycheck and I've just got to keep moving forward, even if I don't really like what I'm doing. Maybe you're putting up with people in your life, in your circle, that are not supporting you. You know, there's that wonderful truism that we are the combination of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. So I really want to surround myself with people that are going to push me and help me be the best that I can be, and bring out the best in me. And if I'm surrounding myself with people that are pulling me down, not encouraging me, or worse, they're sucking everything out of me, whether it be my intellectual property, my ideas, my perspectives, and they're not giving anything back in return, maybe I need to reduce the amount of time that I'm spending with those people. So I think the question is, what are you tolerating in your current seat? And make the decision to move on with whatever that is that's holding you back, or that you're tolerating, that is not bringing out the best in you, so that you can fully optimize and fully reach your potential as a human being, not to mention as a professional. Okay, the 4th question: to what are you committed that is greater than yourself? And for those of y'all who've tapped into these videos before, my definition of alignment, which is of course the name of my company, is when you love what you do, you're good at it. Most importantly, it's tied to something greater than yourself. Because if it's not tied to something greater than yourself, in all likelihood, you're going to ultimately burn out. So that could be that you are a mother and you're what you're tied to is really wanting your children to have the best experience they can have growing up. Or maybe in my case, it's tied to helping other people reach their potential. However they define that, by the way. It does not need to be monetary or in a position in corporate America or whatever. It's really however they define it. But for me, that 3rd leg of that alignment stool is having whatever it is that you're doing tied to something greater than yourself. And for me, it's helping other people reach their potential. But ask for yourself what that is, because that is the fuel. When things start to get really wonky, that's the fuel that will keep you going, because you know that it's something bigger and better than your own personal achievement. So to recap, these were the 4 questions that I'm suggesting that if you feel stuck or you need to be moved to action, whether that be losing weight, writing a book, finding another job, building out another business, here are the 4 questions. In what seat do you want to sit? So cast that vision where you want to sit. 2, what's holding you back? What is it holding you back from pursuing that? What are you tolerating, which is the big one? What are you tolerating? What are you just putting up with? And then number 4, is it tied to something greater than yourself? And if so, what is that greater than yourself? So again, my name is Kristin Kaufman, and I'm in the business of helping people create the lives they want without giving up the creature comforts that they want. And every Monday morning at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be doing these little short vignettes of questions and insights and perhaps tips that will help us be the best that we can be. Today, it was all about the 4 questions that you can ask yourself to help you unlodge yourself and to take massive action. And if you'd like a copy of those 4 questions, just simply type the word action in the comments section and it'll go directly to your Facebook Messenger. So with that, make it a wonderful Monday and a great week. And I'll look forward to seeing you all again next Monday.